What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the Zayman Law Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Isaiah, and on today's episode, y'all, we have another 2024 NFL scouting report, and we have Dallas Turner, edge rusher out of Alabama. Y'all, I'm a big fan of Dallas Turner. I think he's a top 3 edge rusher in this draft class. I think he's going to have a really, really solid NFL career. So without further ado, let's get into it. So edge, 6'3", 247 pounds. His 2023 stats, 53 tackles, 10 sacks, and 2 forced fumbles. All right, y'all. So let's get to his strength. I think his first strength, y'all, is that he's a phenomenal athlete. I mean, Dallas Turner went out at this year's combine and put on an absolute show. He ran a 4.46 40-yard dash. He had a 1.54 10-yard split. He had a 40.5-inch vert jump and a 10'7" broad jump. I mean, y'all, you're talking about a guy that, in my opinion, as soon as he steps foot in the NFL, he's already going to be one of the best athletes in the NFL, which I know is very rare for a rookie to do. But y'all, you talking about Montez Sweat back in 2019, he did it. As soon as Montez Sweat entered the NFL, we were like, wow, this dude is one of the best athletes in the league. And I think Dallas Turner will do the same thing. You look at his neck strength, y'all. He has a very explosive first step. I think he has the quickest, most explosive first step in this year's draft class, y'all. And this gives him a major advantage off the snap because, you know, when I watch Dallas Turner, it almost feels like that as soon as the quarterback says hut, I mean, he's back there with the quarterback. I'm like, wow, this dude is so quick. And y'all, let's just call it spade a spade. A lot of these left tackles, they will not be able to keep up with Dallas Turner. I mean, if they're not able to get their hands on him, he's going right by them because this man is just so quick. He is too explosive for them to be able to keep up with him. So I really, really love this about him, y'all. His first step is so explosive and so quick. You get his neck strength, y'all. And this might be my favorite thing about Dallas Turner is that this year, y'all, he showed he could be the man for Alabama. And there were a lot of questions about whether he could do this or not. As we know, in 2022, he had a teammate, some of y'all might know him, named Will Anderson Jr. We know Will Anderson Jr. this year. He was Defensive Rookie of the Year. And a lot of people were not sure if Dallas Turner would be able to step up and kind of be the leader of that Alabama defense. But y'all, he did it. I mean, y'all heard me a few minutes ago. I read off his stats: 53 tackles, 10 sacks, and 2 forced fumbles. But it goes beyond just the stats, y'all. He showed he could be the man in terms of leadership. I mean, he was a leader on that Alabama defense. After Will Anderson Jr. had been the leader on that defense for 2 years, Dallas Turner showed he could be the leader, right? And I love this about him because I kind of questioned it too. I was like, man, can Dallas Turner be the leader? Can he have the same production? But y'all, he showed all of us that yes, he can be the leader. He can be the man. He can be a number 1 edge rusher on the NFL team. So I absolutely love this. And y'all, because of this, I really do believe Dallas Turner could be a number 1 edge rusher in the NFL because, hey, he just showed it this year playing in the SEC that, yeah, I can be the guy. I can be the man. You get his neck strength, y'all. He has super long arms. Dallas Turner at the NFL Combine, y'all, his arm length was 34-inch arms. Look at his wingspan. He had an 83-inch wingspan. I mean, very, very, very long, y'all. Very, like, reminiscent to, like, an NBA player. And there's some NBA players, they don't have an 83-inch wingspan. So it's kind of crazy because I almost feel like, did Dallas Turner used to play basketball or something? Because, man, his arms are very, very long, y'all. And this, again, gives him another advantage because we know there's some offensive linemen right now, they have shorter arms. You look at the guy that my Tennessee Titans drafted last year, Peter Skoronski, he has really short arms. So let's just say Dallas Turner was to match up against Peter Skoronski. I mean, he might be able to beat Peter a couple of times because Peter just does not have the arm lift that Dallas Turner has. Excuse me. And y'all know NFL teams really, really love the guys that's super athletic, that has long arms, that's very fast. They're gonna love those guys versus the dude that, you know, might be a better player, but does not have the same physical traits that a guy like Dallas Turner has. Like, you could say that Lehigh Latu might be a better player than Dallas Turner, but y'all, in my opinion, I don't think he has the same physical profile that Dallas Turner has. And a lot of times teams are going to always cover the guy that has more upside in terms of his physical profile than a guy that might be the better player right now, but he might have already kind of reached his ceiling. But Dallas Turner, y'all, super, super, super long arms. Look at his neck strength, y'all. He improved his rushing arsenal from 2022. I mean, in 2022, he was just a speed rusher. This past season, he showed that he actually has some nice pass rushing techniques, some nice pass rushing moves that he can actually go to. And y'all, this is very, very, very important for Dallas Turner because, you know, the knock on him has always been, well, all he is just speed, y'all. But this year, he showed you, hey, I got a deeper bag. I got some tricks in my bag that y'all didn't think I had. So I really love seeing this from him this year. And this, y'all, just, I mean, to me, in my opinion, it just raises his ceiling even more because we already know how fast he is. But if Dallas Turner is able to keep refining his pass rushing arsenal, if he's able to keep, you know, making his bag even better, then this just gives him an even higher ceiling, and it just is going to create more headaches for the offensive lineman that he's going up against. And then, y'all, finally, I think his last strength is that he can drop into coverage and cover running backs. Now, this is something that not a lot of edge rushers can do. I think Montez Sweat, I touched on him earlier. Montez Sweat, edge rusher for Chicago Bears. I think he can do this, y'all. Harold Landry for my Tennessee Titans, he can do this. But there are not too many edge rushers currently in the NFL that can drop into coverage you ask them to and actually do it kind of well. And Dallas Turner can do it. We saw him this year, y'all. He was covering some running backs. And I love seeing this because that just means he's more versatile than the next guy, right? I don't think a guy like Chop Robinson, you know, who's also a top edge rusher in this draft class, I don't know if he can really cover running backs. But Dallas Turner can do this. He can do it fairly well. And I think, y'all, we're going to see some seasons. Y'all remember when Julius Peppers, you know, one of the greatest edge rushers of all time. We know there were some seasons, y'all, Julius Peppers had like 2, 3, 4 interceptions. And people were like, how in the world did Julius Peppers have that many interceptions? Well, he could drop into coverage. He has super long arms, the same way Dallas Turner has super long arms. And he's able to get his hands on some passes, and he's able to actually catch them and come down with the football. And so I think Dallas Turner, y'all, he's going to have some seasons where he has 2 or 3 interceptions. He might have some seasons where he actually returns those interceptions for touchdowns. Like, you're talking about a guy that is not only going to be probably a 10 to 12 to 13 sack guy, but also is going to be a guy that can cover running backs. It's also going to be a guy you feel comfortable with, probably even covering some tight ends. It's also going to be a guy, y'all, that will be able to get a couple of interceptions every now and then. So I really love this about Dallas Turner. Y'all, let's get into his weaknesses, though. So I think his first weakness is his frame, right? He has a very small frame. I mentioned earlier, he's only 247 pounds. And we know, y'all, yeah, these offensive linemen in the NFL, I mean, they are big, right? You got Mekhi Becton. Mekhi Becton is about 364 pounds, just using him for an example. And so Dallas Turner, if he's going against a guy that's like, you know, weighs 100 or 130 more pounds than him, that is going to be a problem. Kind of similar to Nolan Smith last year. Y'all remember Nolan Smith when he was coming out of the University of Georgia, and there was the same questions that a lot of us had about him. Was he going to be able to hold up with his frame? The same question I got about Dallas Turner. Is he going to be able to hold up because of his frame? Y'all, I think Dallas Turner needs to at least put on 15 to 20 pounds of weight because it's just going to be hard at like 247 pounds to really go up against, you know, 330 pound, 340 pound linemen every single play. Because, y'all, there are going to be times that they're just going to be stronger than him, and there's nothing that Dallas Turner can do about it. Now, I did say earlier, he is very explosive. He is very quick, but if the offensive lineman is able to put their hands on him, Dallas Turner is kind of out of the play. He's out of the picture, so he must get stronger, y'all, because his frame is too small. His next weakness, he's not a great run defender. Y'all, this kind of ties into the next weakness I have for him. He has trouble shedding blocks. When you look at Dallas Turner, I think his run defense is not because he's not trying. It's not because, he just doesn't care. Y'all, it's because he cannot shed blocks well at all, right? He just really cannot do it at all. That's why I was saying, if Dallas Turner is not able to get by you with his quick first step and you're able to get your hands on him, he's kind of out of the picture. And it's the same way in the run game, y'all. He cannot shed blocks because he's just kind of too small. He's too skinny to be able to get off blocks consistently. Now, if he's going against a wide receiver, like if it's a wide receiver blocking him in the run game, he can shed that block. But if it's one of those big, heavy offensive linemen, y'all, he has problems. And a lot of times you don't see Dallas Turner make too many plays in the run game. He had 53 tackles this year. Y'all, I feel like Dallas Turner probably could have had 80 or 90 tackles, but a lot of times he was right there. He just cannot shed the block. Again, it's not because he's not trying. Like some dudes, some edge rushers, y'all, I don't think they even care about the run game. All they care about is trying to get their sacks. Dallas Turner is not that kind of guy. You can tell he wants to make an impact in the run game. He's just not able to do that right now because he's not strong enough to shed those blocks. Again, like I said, if he's going against a wide receiver, if a wide receiver is blocking him, he can get off that block. But if an offensive lineman is blocking him, he has problems getting off those blocks. And because of that reason, y'all, he's not able to consistently make plays in the running game the way you want Dallas Turner to be able to. Because I really think he could become a good running defender one day. But what, y'all, he has to get stronger. It's kind of crazy because to me, a lot of his weaknesses, y'all, they tie into each other. Because he has a small frame, he's not able to shed blocks, which means he's not a great running defender. It's kind of crazy how a lot of times these strengths and weaknesses will kind of tie to each other. His weaknesses definitely tie into each other, y'all. So it really starts with his frame. Once he's able to bulk up more, I think his run defense will be better. And I think he will be able to shed blocks better. And y'all, finally, his last weakness, in my opinion, is that he needs to convert his speed to power better. And I said earlier, he has refined his pass rushing arsenal. Yes, he has, but a lot of it is still based on speed right now, right? So if he's going against a slower offensive lineman, most of the time he's going to win. Okay, but if he's going against, some of these offensive linemen are kind of agile. So if he's going against an offensive lineman that's just a little bit agile, that's where Dallas Turner has problems with. Major problems. Because again, y'all remember, he's still not the biggest dude right now. So he really has to rely on his speed. He needs to learn how to convert that speed to power more consistently. Right? He needs to do that. I want to see Dallas Turner become more of a little bit of a power rusher too at times. Right now, most of it is strictly speed. You'll get a little power every now and then where he's able to go into a lineman's chest. But right now, y'all, really most of his game is just going by offensive lineman. He really cannot go into an offensive lineman's chest. He cannot be physical with the offensive lineman. Right? He really cannot do that at this point. He has to just use his speed to get by that offensive lineman. So I want to see him convert his speed to power better. All right, y'all. So let's get into his pro comparison, his prospect grade. I give you the conclusion, and then I'll be up out of here. So y'all, my pro comparisons, I guess I say, for Dallas Turner is Will Anderson Jr. and Vic Beasley. Now, I know some of y'all gonna see that Vic Beasley want to be like, oh my God, they Vic Beasley. No, Vic Beasley, no. He was a bust. He wasn't that good. But y'all, when you look at Vic Beasley coming out of college, I think him and Dallas Turner, very similar. Very, 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 very similar. You know about Vic Beasley, 6'3", 246 pounds. Dallas Turner was 6'3", 247 pounds. You look at Vic Beasley, y'all, he ran a 4.53. What did Dallas Turner run? He ran a 4.46. So they're very, very, very similar. Dallas Turner had a 40.5-inch vertical. Vic Beasley had a 41.5-inch vertical. So y'all think they're just very, very, very similar in terms of physical profile. And then Will Anderson Jr., his former teammate. I actually do see some Will Anderson. Now, Will Anderson Jr., is bigger. He's stronger than Dallas Turner. But I think they kind of move similarly. So it's kind of funny how him and his teammate are similar in that aspect. But yeah, that's my comparison with him, y'all. Will Anderson Jr. and Vic Beasley. My prospect grade for him, I gave him a grade of 89, meaning he's a very good prospect, could become a Pro Bowler. And yeah, I do think Dallas Turner is a really good player. I know some people think he's overrated, think all he is just he's going to be a one-trick pony at the next level. But I don't believe he'll just be a one-trick pony, y'all, because when you look at the skills that he has, because of his athletic profile, and because I can tell Dallas Turner really wants to get better. He's not like Vic Beasley, right? We know Vic Beasley was very lazy. I think Dallas Turner, he wants to get better. He wants to get stronger. He wants to continue to diversify his game. And because of that reason, y'all, I think he is going to be probably a Pro Bowl edge rusher in the league. I think he will probably be a 10 or 13 sack guy. I don't think he'll ever be like a 17, 18, 19 sack guy, like a TJ Watt or a Myles Garrett or somebody like that. But y'all think he'll be a 10 to 13 sack guy, kind of like Montez Sweat or like Jadeveon Clowney, guys like that who we consider like, pretty solid edge rushers. Now, I don't think we say they're great, but Montez Sweat is really good. Jadeveon Clowney, he's solid, but Montez Sweat is really good, and I see Dallas Turner kind of being like that. So y'all, in conclusion, Turner is a super explosive and athletic edge rusher. He possesses the requisite lift and bend to play in the NFL. He does need to get stronger so he can handle the LTs in the league, but he should be a productive edge rusher and have a very long career. I mean, y'all, there's no reason why Dallas Turner will not be a productive player at the next level. You're talking about a guy that's super explosive, has super long arms, has a very quick first step. And again, y'all, he wants to get better because he did improve his pass rushing arsenal from 2022. That shows you a guy that is hungry. That shows you a guy that's saying, hey, I know I had a good 2022 season, but I feel like I can go to another level. I know I'm a speed rusher, but I want to show people I got some more moves than just using my speed. I want to show people that I can be kind of a power rusher at times as well. So I really think he had a productive career. I mean, I think y'all 10 years from now, we're probably looking at Dallas Turner, and he'll probably have like 100, maybe 100 to 5 sacks in his career. Again, like I said, I think he's going to be like a 10 to 13 sack guy. I don't think he's ever going to be a 17, 18, 19 sack plus guy, but he is still going to be a really, really solid edge rusher in the NFL. And again, y'all know this is the NFL. You can never y'all? You can never have enough edge rushers, okay? Because this is a passing offense now, passing league. You got to have a lot of edge rushers that can get out of those quarterbacks, and you can never have enough good edge rushers in the NFL. So there y'all have it, y'all. That was my 2024 NFL scouting report on Alabama edge rusher Dallas Turner. Y'all know I'm an ending man. I love y'all. God bless. Peace.